Hey, thanks for joining us. This is Truth Tuesday, and my name is Chris, and I'm excited to be here today. The topic that we're going to be discussing today, I'm not so excited about, but I think it's very practical and something that you need to know. Because we all experience life, and the reality of life, one of the realities is death. And when we lose someone close to us, when we have a friend or a neighbor or coworker or a family member who experience loss, what do we do when we go to the funeral home? What do we say? And so I think just taking a few moments to think about the things that you should say, things that you shouldn't say, and some kind or acts of kindness that you might want to do for a friend or a loved one. First of all, you want to be there. If you're close to them, you want to be present with them, especially in a time of grief. But you also have to realize that it just doesn't get over like that, not like a snap of the fingers. It may take days, weeks, months, even years. And so you have to be continually available to your friend or loved one. And the other thing we don't want to do is to avoid the subject, never talking about the person who is deceased. Fond memories, special moments, special occasions should be acknowledged, and that person has a legacy, and so that should be talked about, and you should feel comfortable enough to talk about that with the person that has lost their loved one, and also be sensitive that they may not want to talk about it when you want to talk about it. You want to share memories that you appreciated about the person who has passed, maybe some experiences that you shared together. But you also need to avoid some things like saying, well, you need to move on, or everything happens for a reason, or that God had a reason for you losing your loved one. Those are not helpful. Those are not good ideas. That is not helping people when they have lost a loved one. So what are some things that you want to say or should say when someone has lost a loved one? One of my go-tos is, I am sorry for your loss, and sincerely mean it. These are not just candid phrases, but I'm truly sorry for your loss. I'm sorry you're experiencing this loss. Another one is that you're there then, but realizing that you are going to be here for them. I just had a friend that I had on my mind, and I texted him and just said, hey, I'm thinking about you. I don't know why. And he said, well, I just lost a good friend through COVID. He wasn't very old. He was in good shape. And so I said, well, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm praying for you. I was just thinking about you. And I'm here for you. And if you happen to know the deceased very well, you might say, one of my favorite memories of this person is, the time that I went hunting with them, the time I went to this game with them, the time we played cards together, this particular holiday when they said this made me laugh. And this is, when I picture them, this is where I picture them. And that's one of my favorite moments about them. Another thing we can do is just say, I just don't really know how you feel, but I'm here to help you in any way I can. I'll do my best for you. I've never experienced this. Maybe I don't understand it, but I want to be here to help you. A few things that we shouldn't say is that God had a plan, or that they're in a better place now. That may be true, that may be comforting for you, but probably not the best thing to say to someone who's experiencing a loss. Or everything happens for a reason, or it was meant to be. Or any sentence that starts with at least this or at least that. And again, another one that you need to avoid saying is that you need to move on. It may take some people longer. They may need some help. It may take some time, but we need to be patient with those that are experiencing loss. Another thing not to say is, you don't look like you're grieving. Well, they may not look like they're grieving. They may be in shock. They have been traumatized. They've never experienced the loss of a significant loved one like this. But something we need to be sensitive to is, it's not about how we perceive them, it's how they are experiencing it. And everybody experiences loss a different way. So what can you do for someone who's had a loss? First of all, keep them company. Ask them to go do an event or an experience with you. You might want to cook for them if you know what they like to eat, or some comfort foods during this time. You might write them a handwritten note just saying, hey, I'm thinking about you and praying for you. I'm concerned about you, and share a favorite memory. You might want to reach out on important anniversaries. I know my father-in-law has passed, and my wife is very sensitive to his birthday, his anniversary, and special occasions with my mother-in-law. And so those are some things to do. You might send a care package, something you know they will particularly enjoy. You might run errands for them. Hey, can I do this for you? Can I help you with this? For widows, it might be fixing the lawnmower or paying for a lawn service for a time for them, or just mowing the grass, or having your child or husband help mow the grass. You might support them and invite them to new activities, something that you're doing that you could enjoy with them together. If they have a pet, you might offer to pet sit for them so that they can go do something else. And the last thing is, you might want to express your love in your own way, your gifts, your talents, your ability. When I think about loss, I always think about what Jesus did when his friend Lazarus passed. And even though he knew that he was going to resurrect Lazarus from the dead, Jesus was present. He wept. He showed his grief, and he felt concerned for his friends. And that's the heart of the matter, is that we lead with our heart out of a compassion and a love and concern. It's not about us. Don't make it about you. Make it about the person who has lost their loved one. Again, thanks for joining us for Truth Tuesday. I hope this helps, and I'll see you when I see you.